Little Nellie Kelly with singing stars Max Blake and Joy Beatty.
It's the same old song they sing, I love you. The voice of old Manifest Nellie, the daughter of Officer Kelly, and it's all day long they bring lots of drinking with you, and they join in the chorus of Nellie, Nellie, I love you.
The New York mansion of young millionaire Jack Lloyd is ablaze with light, heady with joy and laughter, and glamorous with a bevy of youthful beauty. In one corner of the great room stand Francois de Vere, proprietor of an exclusive New York store, and his chief assistant, a very practical young lady who glories in the name of Jean.
This is so beautiful home, Jean.
It's screwy.
This house is screwy.
No, the whole idea.
You do not like it being here?
Oh, I guess it's all right. The idea of young Lloyd asking you to bring all your mannequins and salesgirls to a party, well, it's screwy, and it's phony. Why do you think he did it?
Because he likes the look of the girls. He likes the frocks they wear, the frocks from the fairs.
It's not the frocks.
But of course not, ma chère Jean. Have I not told you a million times? It is not so much the frock, but how you wear him. It is all in the wearing.
In dressing, so that men may admire. It's a matter of thinking, if you'd have them a-winking. In dressing, in blessing, it's not only attire. It's the way that you wear the clothes and bear the clothes upon you. It's the way that you wear the clothes, it's all in the poise and pose. If a dress is of this or of that, it is all in the wearing.
If there is a sable or cast, nobody knows what it's wearing.
It is all in the tilt of the hat, though it's shabby and poor. Men are attracted by manner and air. Cost of production they seldom compare. It is never the thing that you wear. It's the way it is worn.
I say it's phony.
Phony, phony, phony. Why do you say it is phony? The great Yankee millionaire, Monsieur Jacques Lloyd, he comes to the shop of the fair with his aunt. He sees the girls, he likes them all. He invites them all here. Voila.
Yes. Yankee Jackie come to town on a little phony. Oh, don't kid yourself, Mr. de Vere. This young Lloyd doesn't like all the girls. He doesn't give two bits for the whole parcel of us. But he does care a lot about just one of us.
One? Who is this one?
Nellie Kelly, of course. Who else? He knows darn well Nellie would have nothing to do with him if he approached her in the shop. So he invites us all to this party. So I repeat, it's screwy, it's phony, and it's dangerous.
Dangerous? What is this dangerous? Jean, you think this young fellow has serious intentions?
It won't be long before the Lloyd millions are jingling in Nellie's handbag, if I'm any judge. Now do you get my drift?
Then we have made a fatal mistake in allowing her to come.
Not unless you want to lose one of the greatest assets to the shop of de Vere.
Then before this affair goes any further, we must get her out of this house as quickly as we can.
Go on, Mandrake.
I have it, I have the idea.
Poor little orphan. What is it?
Her papa,
Captain Kelly?
the policeman. Attend. If he were to hear that his daughter was attending a wild party given by a young millionaire in a Fifth Avenue mansion, what do you suppose he would do?
Come around and break up the party.
Exactly.
Ah, great idea. I'll get him on the phone right away. I'll make him think she's with a crowd of highwaymen and bandits.
Hurry, Jean, hurry. Oh, I have the worries.
Oh, leave it to me and let young Lloyd do the worrying. Get in with the gang and dance your worries away.
Music that is sentimental, oriental, temperamental, floats me over the ground.
Any pretty melody, it has a real appeal to me, and I go dancing around.
I go off my noodle like a sailor with his boodle when the band commences to play.
Boy, I nearly go crazy. I want to holler hooray.
We keep on dancing. We love to be dancing. We love to be dancing night and day.
Dancing to me is entrancing. I'm happy when the music's jazzing away. We keep on dancing. We're prancing and dancing as long as the band will ever play.
While it's on, we leave behind us
All find us
Dancing, we love to be dancing. We love to be dancing our worries away.
Jean, Jean.
I told you not to worry. Everything's under control.
It is not. I have been thinking.
Again? Say, did you see who was here? Mrs. Chesterfield Langford, young Lloyd's aunt.
Certainement. I have seen her while we dance, and that is why everything she is not under control. There is another terrible mistake we have made. That is what I have been thinking.
What now?
If Captain Kelly comes here and breaks this party up, Madame Langford will be upset more.
More?
She is upset now we are here. I see it in her face as she look over the balcony up there. Thousands of dollars a year she spends in this little shop. If this Captain Kelly he comes, we will never see her no more. You must not phone him.
Too late. I phoned, and he's coming to investigate immediately. Oh, look out. Here comes Mrs. Langford now. Now, remember, monsieur, it's better to lose her as a customer than a girl like Nellie Kelly.
Where is she?
Ah, calamity. Not only does Mrs. Langford come, but comes the brave Captain Kelly, too.
Nuts, this isn't Captain Kelly. It's someone else. Oh, good evening, Mrs. Langford.
Good evening. Good evening, Monsieur de Vere.
Ah, madame, this is delightful. I am enchanted.
Liar.
Where is she?
Who are you, sir, and what do you want?
My name is Jerry Conroy. I want to see a girl named Nellie Kelly. She's here. I saw her come in. I waited to see if she'd come out. She didn't, so here I am. And I don't leave until I find out what's going on and why she's here.
She's one of the girls from de Vere's, you say?
She is, but I didn't say so. How did you know?
They're all here.
All who?
The girls from de Vere's.
Oh, I thought she was here alone. What is this, a party?
Yes.
I was wondering why she was all dolled up like $1 million. I thought she was being led astray or something.
I can assure you she is perfectly safe.
Oh, thank you, lady. Well, if they're all here, I'm sorry for busting in. I'll find my own way out. Good night now.
Just a moment. You seem to think a great deal of this little Miss Kelly.
Me and 100 other fellas. They're all nuts about it. She's a peach. 100% perfect. We all feel that way about her up there.
Up where?
In the Bronx.
Up in the Bronx, up in the Bronx, there lives the Nell of all Nellies. Everyone's pal, everyone's gal, everyone swears she's a saint unawares. Every Saturday night, night of delight, everyone gathers at Kelly's. Nobody ever knows out of all of her beaux if there's any particular boy. It's the same old song they sing, I love you. The boys are all mad about Nellie, the daughter of Officer Kelly, and it's all day long they bring flowers all dripping with dew, and they join in the chorus of Nellie Kelly, I love you.
Don't anybody move.
Now, Bart, here comes Nellie's father.
Ah, the brave Captain.
What is the meaning of this intrusion?
Now, what's going on here? Where's the sly grogger?
How dare you?
You make the mistake. There is no sly grogger here.
Are you sure of that?
But yes,
Holy Moses, have I got to go without a drink?
Whom do you wish to see?
Do you have to wish to see people here?
I fancy he came to see... Oh, here's Nellie now.
Dad, what in the world are you doing here?
There you are, you little vixen. Sure, someone's playing tricks on your poor old dad. Sending me word that you were attending a wild and woolly highfalutin party.
It isn't anything of the kind, Dad.
Sure, as soon as I walked in the door and spied little Jerry Conroy standing over there, I knew you were in good hands and among friends. How are you, Jerry?
Hello, Cap.
Jack Lloyd's father? You didn't, Dad.
Did I not know? And wasn't I at his funeral now? He was a great one for fiddle playing, was Lloyd. We buried his fiddle with him. What a blessing I always said that he wasn't a piano player. And I knew his sister Genevieve, too. Sure, I saved her life once when her horse ran away in Central Park.
Bless my soul, why,
But that was a long time ago.
But, Dad, this is Jack's Aunt Genevieve, Mrs. Chesterfield Langford. Do you remember that, Mrs. Langford?
Why, of course I do. Captain Kelly, this is indeed a great pleasure.
But you don't say. So you're little Genevieve Lloyd?
Yes, I'm that same person.
And you are Mr. Kelly.
Well. So you're little Genevieve Lloyd?
And to think you're Nellie's father. Your only child.
Oh, no. I have 3 daughters. 1 living and 2 married.
And Nellie is the youngest.
She is that.
And who comes after her?
A different fella every night.
Well, I'm convinced that my nephew is in love with her. It's the first time I've known him to show even more than a passing interest in any girl.
Well, it's nothing new for Nellie. Sure, every boy she meets falls in love with her.
You seem to think pretty well of this little girl of yours, Captain.
I do. She's got more common sense and goodness of heart than all the people I've ever met in my whole life put together.
Well, somehow, Captain, I don't think my nephew is good enough for your daughter. Although, mark you, he sprang from a long line of peers.
Well, I've jumped off a few docks myself.
He's a bit spoiled, but there's good stuff in him.
And now that reminds
Oh,
me.
how thoughtless of me. Let me get you a drink.
Now, that's a darling thought. Jerry, you be seeing Nellie home safely?
If Nellie wants.
I think my nephew would like to see your daughter home, Captain.
Well, of course, it's up to Nellie.
Whatever Nellie says goes.
Now, let me think. Well, suppose we all 3 go home together.
Ah, there's a Kelly speaking. And speaking of Kelly, I'd like to ask you a question.
Yes?
What's the greatest, grandest name?
Kelly's name we say, Kelly with a capital K.
And what's the name that's known for fame?
Kelly's the name we say, synonymous with hooray. Like an army's mates, I swear the world's so right before.
It's the grandest name that ever came from the dear old Emerald Shore. Name of Kelly has ruled for many a day. There's a swing to the name and a ring to the name that commands the right of way. O'Brien and Ryan and Sullivan and Mulligan all say the Lady Kelly with a K, double L-Y is more than common clay. He's a king with a capital K.
Name of Kelly has ruled for many a day. There's a swing to the name and a ring to the name that commands the right of way.
O'Brien and Ryan and Sullivan and Mulligan all say
The Lady Kelly with a K, double L-Y is more than common clay.
he's a king with a capital K. The lights! Who put those lights?
My pearls are gone.
A thief! Somebody's stolen Mrs. Langford's pearls.
Don't move anybody. I've got everyone covered. I hope.
So the curtain falls on Act 1 of Little Nellie Kelly. Who stole Mrs. Langford's pearls? That's the burning question. And who turned out the lights so that someone could steal Mrs. Langford's pearls? Mrs. Langford wants the answer. Captain Kelly wants the answer. And so does that super sleuth, that private society detective, Ambrose Swift, who's been employed by Mrs. Langford. We find that gentleman now in the showrooms of De Vere's.
He's here, Monsieur de Vere.
Where?
Right alongside of you.
Oh, I thought that was a new dummy someone was trying to sell. Ah, monsieur, you are the detective?
Ah, brother, you are the manager.
Oui, Monsieur Francois de Vere, the great de Vere who make all the beautiful clothes to go with all the beautiful faces.
Lonesome little shop girl, sitting home alone. No boy about to take her out. She is very pretty, but nobody knows. Lonesome little rose hasn't any clothes. Beautiful faces, beautiful clothes, satins and
And now to business. Who stole the pearls?
That, monsieur, is your business.
You were all present when the pearls disappeared?
Oui, monsieur, we are all there.
What happened when the lights went out?
Ah, monsieur, that is what we want to know. The light went out, and voila, the pearl, she is gone.
Then leave it to me and the pearl, she has come back. Who else was there apart from all you folk?
Madame Langford and Monsieur Lloyd.
Ah, suspect.
But, monsieur, he is a millionaire.
Probably a kleptomaniac. Can't keep his hands off women's throats. Who else?
The so brave Captain Kelly.
Army or Navy?
Police.
Forget him. Wouldn't know a pearl if he saw one. Who else?
Nellie Kelly.
There's
one of our
the
staff.
thief. There's the thief. Doesn't turn up for work. Elementary.
Rubbish.
What?
Bosh, poppycock. She'll be here any tick of the clock, and you'd best be careful. Probably all her boyfriends will be with her.
Here they come, see them rows and rows, raving Romeos. Follow me, how they come, where they're from, goodness only knows. I only know they're here, that everyone's a dear.
Hello.
Oh, my boys, every one of them are all my boys, wonderful boys, dozens and dozens of regular throng. Simply beseech me and follow along, because they're all my boys. It's the fun of them that make them just wonderful toys.
On this side, west side, all around the town.
They come in groups and troops wherever I trot. Uptown, downtown, right on the spot. I must confess, I guess, I worship the Lord. Yes, every mother, son of them, every one of them, all my wonderful boys.
All her boys, every one of them are all her boys, wonderful boys, dozens and dozens of regular throng. Simply beseech her and follow along, because we're all her boys. It's the fun of us that makes us just wonderful toys. From east side, west side, all around the clock. They come in groups and groups wherever she trots. Up, down, 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 right on the spot.
I must confess, I guess, I worship the Lord. Yes, every mother, son of them,
every one of us, all my wonderful boys.
But Nellie is not on her way to the shop. She's up in the Bronx talking to Jerry Conroy.
Jerry, I'm late now, but I had to see you before I went to work.
Nellie, you shouldn't have come. You'll get the sack.
I tell you, I had to see you, Jerry.
But why?
Jerry, don't think I'm being foolish, but I must know the truth.
I've told you the truth.
All you've told me is that I'm not to worry. Well, I am worrying. Jerry, did you take Mrs. Langford's pearls?
I did not. Now beat it, or DeVere will forget you're his best sales girl.
Will you take a solemn oath that you're telling me the truth?
Oh, yes, Nellie. Don't you believe me?
I think I do, Jerry. But tell me one thing. Why did you run away?
Because I knew the other fellow wanted to see you home alone. That was a nice way you fixed the thing, so as not to hurt my feelings. But I've got sense enough to know that 2 is company and 3's a crowd. That's why I blew the minute the lights went out. I say, that boy's crazy about you, Nellie.
Jerry.
Well, it's true. Everyone's crazy about you.
Everyone but you.
Nellie,
Don't you think a girl knows?
But Nellie...
There's a tiny voice I hear down deep in my heart. There's a song so soft and clear down deep in my heart. Early in the morning, into the night so drear, can Cupid be warning that he is near with this beautiful, perfect melody of love down deep in my heart, cooing like a gentle dove down deep in my heart. No song of an angel ever excelled the
steal those pearls?
Could have been one of 4, but I don't know how they did it.
Whatever do you mean? 1 of 4.
There's a butler fella and a dame they call Matilda in that house.
Matilda's the housekeeper. The butler's called Wellesley. What of them?
When I was trying to get into that house last night, I heard those 2 talking. 2 of the 4 were to see the lights were switched out. The other 2 were to arrange the snatch.
Who were the other 2?
Your boss, DeVere, and Jean, the head girl.
Are you sure, Jerry?
As sure as I've ever been.
Then why do you wonder how they did it?
Because none of them switched the light off. I did.
You did? But why, Jerry?
I reckon it was the easiest way to make a getaway without causing a fuss. You see, Nellie, I'd been watching you talk to young Lloyd, and I guess I went a bit crazy. I'm sorry, Nellie.
Oh, that's all right, Jerry. Well, maybe I'd better get down to the shop. Are you coming? Or do I tell them it was you who switched out the lights?
I'll come along. Nellie,
Yes, Jerry?
what was he saying to you?
Who?
Lloyd.
Oh, nothing in particular. He was talking about my name, Nellie.
Oh, what about it?
He said he thought it was the prettiest name in the world.
Well, he's right about that. Nellie is the prettiest name in the world. Do you know why I think so?
No. Why?
That was my mother's name.
Why, Jerry, I never knew that.
I want to tell you something. I've been wanting to tell you this for a long, long time.
You ask me why I fell in love with you. I'm going to tell you the truth, dear. I'm going to tell you the truth. The reason why I fell in love with you is because, my darling, I find that you'll always bring to my mind a certain someone I have loved since before I cut a tooth. You remind me of my mother. My mother was a lot like you. So many little things you do, I find they bring to mind my mother. I never thought there'd be another would have that sweet appeal, or could make me feel that this whole fool world was real. I've got a photo of my mother when Mother was a girl like you. You look a lot like you, too. Her face was just as fair. Her eyes used to twinkle just the same as your eyes do. You remind me of my mother. That's why
And back in DeVere's shop.
Call yourself a detective.
I'm the greatest detective unhung.
We'll soon alter that. Anyway, I've taken the case out of your hands, and it's solved.
Then it wasn't Nellie Kelly who snatched the pearls?
It certainly was not.
Ah, Nellie, there you are. And young Jerry. I thought you'd skipped. What have you been doing while I've been making people confess?
I've been confessing to Jerry, and he's been confessing to me.
Ah, as I thought.
Shut up. Mrs. Langford and I will now unravel the mystery. Shall we, darling?
Oh, Captain.
Dad.
Listen, all of you. I've grilled the lot of them. DeVere and the butler and Jean and the housekeeper have all confessed to the plot. One of the females was to switch off the lights, while the he-male snatched the pearls.
So Jean did switch the lights off. She told me she didn't.
I didn't.
I know she didn't.
And DeVere and the butler did snitch the pearls. They told me they didn't. We don't do it.
They didn't do it.
Well, Mr. Sherlock Kelly, that's one of the easiest cases ever solved. The women didn't switch, and the men didn't snitch. Nice confession.
It's true. I'd agreed to switch off the lights, but somebody must have known, for they were already switched.
And me, I am agreed to help make the snitch. But someone else have make the snitch, for when I snatch, they are already snitched.
Then who snatched them?
The pearls were never stolen. When I felt the hands at my throat, I removed the pearls and hid them in my bag. Of course, I made up my mind to find out who tried to steal them. I even engaged a detective to discover who switched off the lights.
And I'm still trying to find out who switched off the lights.
I switched off the lights.
I knew I'd find out.
You switched them off, Jerry, but why?
I didn't want anybody to see me make a getaway. You tell him, Nellie.
He thought Mr. Lloyd wanted to see me home alone. But what he didn't know was that I'd already told Mr. Lloyd there was only one boy in the world for Nellie Kelly. And his name is Jerry Conroy.
These mysteries. Young woman, why didn't you tell Conroy that?
I thought he knew.
I think he knew.
Mrs. Langford, you're a queen.
Captain Kelly, you're a king.
With a capital K.
And what have you to say, Jerry?
Just this.
Same old song they sing, I love you. The boy's old man was Nellie, the daughter of his Aunt Nellie, and he's falling on their knee. Flowers are ringing with joy, and they join in the chorus of Nellie, Nellie, I love you.
In Little Nellie Kelly, you heard Margaret Mooshmore, Madeline Orr, Don Moore, Frank Holbrook. The part of Kelly was played and sung by Clifford Cowley. As Jerry, you heard Keith Eden, as Nellie, Elizabeth Wing. Your singing stars were Joy Beatty and Max Blake. Narration was by Morris Carrard. Orchestra and chorus under the direction of Vernon Williams. Little Nellie Kelly was produced by Alfred Potter and directed by Cedric Zahara. Maytime with singing stars Robert Simmons and Peggy Allen.
Sweetheart, 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 what was they said of? Who likes the singing of Sweet
Way back in the middle 80s, Manhattan Island was a place of peace and pleasant living. Take Colonel Van Zant's place on Washington Square, for instance. Or better still, come there with me now to find the romantic story of the rich colonel's daughter and an apprentice in the Cooper shop owned by the colonel. It's mid-morning, and we find the Coopers busy in the shop that stands to one side of the colonel's garden. They're happy because it's his daughter Ottilie's birthday.
Come, boys, it's noon, we can stop now. Come, boys, it is time for a rest. The word is the light in the shop now. Tis the hour, we are dressed. The bells soon again will be ringing, and you'll have to go back to work. And toilet again will be ringing. Are you rest? Tis the hour, we are dressed.
Good morning. Happy birthday.
That's young Dick Wayne, the apprentice.
Dick,
Happy birthday, Miss Ottilie.
Miss Ottilie. Oh, la, what a long tail the cat's got. Since when, Miss?
My father says you're a young lady now and must be treated with proper deference. You're 16 now, you know.
Dick Wayne, you're not going back on your promise to marry me, are you?
I'm afraid that was only a childish dream.
What about our plans to defy the stern parents and live in our little cottage way out in the country?
With the curtains drawn
And the kettle boiling?
and the cat purring on the hearth.
Just you and me on the same chair in our little house in the land of dreams.
There's a home in the land, the fair land of my dreams, that's waiting for you and me.
And love to that haven will show us the way and give
enter therein and shall know all the joy.
In the kingdom of heart's desire. Our little house, our little home, you and I alone, dear, heart to heart, no more to part, never more to roam, dear.
What's the matter? Don't you like kissing me anymore?
Yes, but your Aunt Mathilde came to the door and saw us.
Oh, poor Aunt Mathilde. Her grandfather's just died and left her such a lot of money.
And you call her poor. Here comes your cousin Matthew.
Well, well, well. Garden of Roses in May. Happy birthday, Ottilie.
You lazy boy, Matthew. Are you just up?
Why, you wouldn't have me rise before this, would you? As it is, I've scarcely had 5 hours in bed. Now, do me a favor, little cousin. Run in and make my peace with the Colonel. He has some absurd idea that I came in late last night.
And what happened at the pleasure gardens at Hoboken?
Almost anything is likely to happen at Hoboken.
Oh, listen to the wind. Oh, there's going to be a storm. It'll spoil my party.
It's only a gust. And, gals, just be thankful that you're in a secluded spot. Suppose you were taking a walk on the Battery.
The Battery's a charming place to take a little walk. When belles and beaux are gathering for exercise and talk, we idle on the bowling green the sunny hours away. But all the bucks, they like it best upon a windy day. It's a windy day on the Battery, and there's a lot to see. So it's whoops, my dear, pray have no fear. Come take a walk with me. The beaux with large spyglasses stand and look their eyes away. What is it they see on the Battery on a windy day? What is it they see on the Battery on a windy day?
Damnation, close those windows.
Look, the wind stripped the Colonel's writing desk as clean as a whistle. And here come his papers all over the garden.
Catch 'em, most important papers.
Oh, good one. Here's one.
Oh, there. Now we've got them all. Oh, now don't be cross on my birthday, Father.
Let me see. You didn't see anything of a blue one, did you?
No, sir. Doesn't seem to be here.
It was about so long and so wide and a curious shade of blue.
Was it important?
Not particularly. Just an acknowledgement by old Wayne of a little money I advanced him. The paper was a deed to his place uptown. A trifle. He'll give me another anyway. And now then, Matthew, a word with you before your usual pursuit of the ladies.
I had an awful premonition that something disagreeable was going to happen this morning.
I don't mean to seem in hospital, but my dear nephew, when you came here to pay me a short visit, I scarcely expected you to stay 4 years.
Well, I wanted to give you time to get used to me. Uncle, it's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed every day of it.
Most gratifying.
I knew you'd be pleased.
I absolutely refuse to provide for you further. I've determined that my daughter shall marry my favorite nephew, Claude. And you You know that my sister-in-law Mathilde has become a very rich woman on the death of her grandfather.
Oh, you mean to marry her? Uncle, I wish you every happiness. And am I to live with you?
You are to marry her. Either you promise to marry Mathilde the moment she comes into her inheritance, or you leave this house forever.
Oh, look. Here come the gypsies for my birthday party.
Why, the gypsies, how wonderful. I'm looking forward to them. And what shall the Romany folk do to entertain the gentry? A song, a dance, tell fortune.
A song, please.
As you like. Come, gypsies, sing.
Hear the woodland call, hear the silver streams that murmur low.
Do you hear the trees whispering in the breeze, calling you, rolling you?
And now, do read the future of your Anne.
Come, Dick, you do it first. You're not afraid, are you?
Not I.
I see a brave heart and a light heart, and a long struggle from humble beginnings. I see a great success and an honored name. I see gold, gold, a cataract of gold. I see a fair young bride with black hair,
But my hair's brown.
with black eyes and ebon hair.
Ebon hair. Black eyes. Oh, Gypsy, you're making a mistake.
A Romany makes no mistake, miss. Why, there sits the maiden in the flesh.
I? To be Dick's bride? I? Alice? Oh, how ridiculous.
Let me see your Anne, Miss Alice. Yes. Yes, there it is beyond all question.
Here, see what's in my hand.
I see that the hand is given, but not the art.
You're wrong, I tell you.
Well, if you won't believe me, I must go to those who do.
Thank goodness they're all gone. I was afraid your cousin Matthew intended to hang around.
Poor Matthew. Aunt Mathilde caught him as he was about to follow the girls. I'm afraid she's about to get coy.
Otterly, here's your birthday gift.
A tiny apple tree. Oh, Dick.
And that apple tree was to play a big part in the lives of Otterly and Dick. They planted that tree in the Colonel's garden. Under it, they put a little jewel box. And in that jewel box, they put a piece of blue paper they found in the garden. And on that piece of paper, they wrote these words.
Our love is so sweet in the springtime, when blossoms are fragrant in May.
No years that are coming can bring time to make me forget, dear, this day.
I love you in life's gray December,
The same as I love you today. My sweetheart, go past me, sorrow. Good night, remember, will you remember? Springtime, loved
And into that idyllic scene, a scene of two lovers in a garden with an apple tree, came a snake in the grass.
What's this? How dare you?
That's Claude. That's the snake in the grass. That's the favorite nephew chosen by the colonel to be Ottilie's husband.
How dare you? Why, you...
What business is it of yours?
My affianced bride in the arms of a low apprentice?
I'm nothing of the kind. I'll never marry you. I love Dick.
Nonsense. Here's your father. Let's see what he has to say.
What's this? What's all this?
This fellow, this dependent. She was in his arms.
Yes, she was in my arms. Well, I intend to keep her.
I love him, Father. I'll never give him up.
Nonsense.
It isn't nonsense, sir. She belongs to me.
How dare you take that tone with me? You're discharged. Take your things and leave here at once.
I'll go, but I'll come back. I'll come back as your equal, Ottilie, or I'll not return at all.
Dick, you'll come back.
Yes.
I'll be waiting. I'll remember.
And so the curtain falls on Act 1 of Maytime. "15 years have passed, and as the colonel planned it, Ottilie is wife to that snake in the grass, Claude. And what an unsavory scoundrel he's turned out to be. We find him now at Delphine's. Delphine, by the way, is a lady who knows her way about. She runs a very swagger gambling house and dancing salon.
Hello, Delphine. How about a gamble? Any chance of a big play?
I'm hoping to get Wayne here, just back from South Africa.
Wayne? Which Wayne?
Richard Wayne, the young millionaire.
You're not going to allow that fellow here. Why, he was my uncle's apprentice boy.
My dear Claude, I don't look very keenly into the antecedents of my rich clients.
The fellow was madly in love with my wife once. He'd obliged me by showing him the door. Perhaps you don't know that his agents have been fighting me in the courts for years.
Fighting you?
Yes, the fellow has no honor. Just because a document of my late uncle's was lost or mislaid, this fellow chooses to deny its having existed. And that property at 59th Street is growing valuable now.
You claim it is yours?
I claim it's my wife's. It's the same thing.
Oh, by the way, your cousin Matthew comes here tonight with his new wife.
Matthew married again? I'll bet she's rich.
She is, and dumb. But come, while you're having that drink, I want you to come over and see a new dance that's just come over from France. A polka.
A polka?
Yes. We call it the Jump Jim Crow.
It's a dance that's rather shocking to a spinster or a frump, for it's apt to show your stocking when you make the little jump. They tell me that Victoria, who's very strict, you know, bars everybody from the court who jumps Jim Crow. Jump, jump, oh jump Jim Crow. Take a little twirl and around you'll go. Slide, slide, and point your toe. You're as naughty as a devil when you jump Jim Crow. Jump, jump, oh jump Jim Crow. Take a little twirl and around you'll go. Slide, slide, and point your toe. You're as naughty as a devil when you jump Jim Crow.
Ottilie, do you think we should have come here alone?
Why not, Alice? It's a harmless expedition. It sounds gay in there. Let's go in.
No, no. I don't like this place.
Well, I'm going in. You can stay here, scary cat.
Excuse me. You know where I can find Madame Delphine? Doesn't seem to be a...
Richard!
Why, it's Alice from me.
Richard, you've come back after all these years.
I came back this morning. But I got what I went for, and I'm back to enjoy it. Alice, where is she? I went to Washington Square House. It was closed.
The colonel died 12 years ago.
But where is...
Ottilie was forced.
Perhaps I shouldn't say forced, but Father was very ill. He wanted it. So she married Claude Van Zandt.
I should have known. 15 years. But Claude Van Zandt.
Ottilie is here now, and I should imagine her husband is here also.
Well, perhaps I'd better...
Alice, come on in. It's exciting. It's fascinating. Matthew's here. Look. Oh, I beg your pardon. Dick.
Ottilie.
Well, I'm Dash, the South African millionaire. How rich I mean, how do you do? Come on in, Alice. I want you to meet my new wife.
Why did you stay away so long?
Why did you not wait?
Oh, what's the use of discussing it now? It's all over. I'm an old, sensible, married woman now.
Are you happy?
Oh, all the world knows what cause for happiness I have. And Dick, my bitterest regret is that Claude should ever have entered that lawsuit for your little place at 59th Street.
I regret it, too. I know if your father had ever had any claim on that land, my father would have told me.
I know that. I go out there often.
You do?
The little place has changed. The city's crowding around that paradise of our childish dreams.
That land so far away, that land of endless day. To paradise, but dear, I've lost the way, so far I've gone astray. No hand to clasp in mine, no guiding star. Oh, Lord, lead me where you are. In your loving eyes, there my paradise lies.
Thunderation, what are you doing here? Oh, Richard Wayne, I see. Zoons, madam, have you come here to spy on me with your old lover?
How dare you, sir?
How dare I? You all see how I dare.
Gentlemen, I beg of you. What is this?
I find my wife here with this man. I told you not to let him in.
Claude, be silent.
I won't. I found them here together and she in tears. I'll drag her through the mud for this.
I say, what nonsense. This sort of thing can't happen in the Van Zandt family.
Can't it? You'll see.
You'll see, my dear cousin, that you're sadly mistaken. You say that you found your wife here with Wayne and in tears. Well, I happen to know that they were tears of happiness for her friend, Miss Tremaine. You'll forgive me, Wayne, for thus making your little romance public, but I think we owe it to Ottilie.
Go on, Matthew.
Our very good friend, Richard Wayne, has come back to America with the avowed purpose of asking Miss Tremaine to be his wife.
Nah, I'll believe that when I hear him ask her.
Am I right, Wayne?
Richard.
"50 years pass. The Washington Square house becomes the dressmaker's establishment of a lady who calls herself Mamselle Brown. It's Ottilie's granddaughter. The apple tree still stands, but it's dead. It stands gnarled and bare. Into the establishment comes Cousin Matthew. He's gnarled, but not dead. For in the dressmaking establishment, he meets Ermentrude, a chorus girl, proposes to her to become his fourth wife.
Good gracious. Look at this bevy of beauty approaching. And young Dick, old Wayne's grandson.
Hello, Mr. Van Zandt.
My dear boy, I'm a very busy man, but someday when I have time, I'll give you a few lessons in the way to win a woman. Now get rid of your bevy of beauty and go to work, seriously.
Go away, girls, go away. There's only one girl for me.
We are pretty girls, we are pretty girls, we are just a kind of velvet on a
Well, my boy, I'm off too. And here comes your Mademoiselle Brown. Good hunting, my dear fellow. Good hunting.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Don't go. Ottilie, I've got to see you.
My name is Mademoiselle Brown.
To the rest of the world, maybe, but not to me.
Mr. Wayne, I suppose this is some peculiar form of mania you have, buying clothes for people.
There's only one girl I really want to buy gowns for.
Oh, don't be absurd.
Oh, I say, look. You're not having our apple tree dug up.
Our apple tree?
It belongs to both by inheritance. You know how much I think of it. How can you?
It's quite dead.
Look here. You could cut off the dead limbs and put a vine over the stump.
That's not a bad idea.
You know, I told you we could live here after we're married if you want to.
Please don't.
Why, it's just as though I'd lived it myself. That old story. A little apple tree. I feel that we planted it and sang that old apple song together over it.
Sweetheart, sweetheart, sweetheart,
Stop!
What?
Not you. You workmen, stop! Stop! Let the tree stand. I've changed my mind.
Ottilie.
Oh, too late. It's down.
Ottilie, you mean...
I don't mean anything. Goodbye, Mr. Wayne.
Ottilie, wait. One moment.
Excuse me, miss. I heard you yell, but it was too late. But I found this. I reckon this is your property.
What is it?
Found it under that there tree all tangled in the root slag.
Oh, it's a jewel casket.
Now, let me see it. I have a feeling that... See this key? Came down to me from my grandfather. I've always kept it with me. Let's try it.
It opens it.
It does.
There's a paper in it. Dick, it's the old song.
Show me. There's something written on the other side. Why, Ottilie, this ends the old lawsuit between our families forever. This is a deed from my great-grandfather to yours for the property on 59th Street.
Oh, Dick, I can keep the old home, and perhaps...
Perhaps their children's children will sit around the old apple tree, just as they dreamed after all.
In Maytime, you heard Moira Farrow, Norma Shem, Clifford Cowley, Robert Bernard, Lloyd Lamble. Dick and Ottilie were played by Keith Eden and Elizabeth Wing. Your singing stars, Robert Simmons and Peggy Allen. Orchestra and chorus conducted by Burton Williams. Narration by Morris Callard. Maytime was produced by Alfred Potter and directed by Cedric Zahara.
Sweetheart, sweetheart, sweetheart.
Mercenary Mary, with singing stars Eula Parker, Jeff Brooke, and the Keynotes.
Mercenary Mary, that you gotta be mercenary too. So remember that you must always take it from them, or take it from me. They'll take it from you.
Everybody's so mercenary, Mary. If you give them a pin, they'll want a pearl.
In the business of life, be very mercenary, Mary. Just a gimme, 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 gimme girl.
The course of true love never did run smooth, sings the poet. And just as well, because if it did, where would poet or playwright get his inspiration? But, and this takes the soreness out of the rub, journeys end in lovers' meeting. As the curtain rises, Christopher Skinner, newlywed husband of Mary, is just about as woebegone as can be. And his friend Jerry Warner has troubles aplenty too. Here's Chris now.
Hello, Jerry. Why, hello, Chris. What was the matter?
It's Mary.
Mary? Nothing's happened to her, surely?
Well, not yet, but it's going to. How would you like to get a telegram like that on your honeymoon? Read it.
Arrived this morning by the Queen Elizabeth. Just heard announcement your marriage. So long as Mary Hopper remains your wife, not one more penny of my money will you see. Signed, Grandpa. But what's your grandpa got against Mary?
Oh, years ago, he and Mary's grandpa had a terrific row. Grandpa went off to America, but he's never stopped hating Mary's family. So when I told him I'd married Mary...
Oh, it looks bad then.
Bad? It's terrible. The old boy cuts off my allowance, I'm ruined. All I've got is £2,000, and that's Mary's.
You've got £2,000? Then you can tell Grandpa to chase himself. I can tell you how to make it into $250,000.
How?
By investing it in the Golden Gusher oil wells. You've read about the big discovery in Texas, haven't you?
Oh, no. Anything to do with oil upsets me.
This won't. Golden Gusher has big leases in the same area, and I put every penny I could scrape up into it. So, if you want to come in too...
Oh, I better ask Mary
You'll
first.
be too late. The promoter, Harry Webster's, leaving town tonight. If you hurry, you might catch him at his hotel.
But he mightn't sell me any.
He will if you mention my name. I'd come down with you, but I'm waiting here for June.
Oh, still having trouble with Uncle?
Yes. Oh, it makes me mad having to meet her like this at the garden wall. But it won't be for much longer. Now that I've just about made my fortune, her beastly old uncle can't accuse me of wanting to marry her just for her money.
Oh, Jove, no. Well, I'll bang on and see this bird of yours. Harry Webster?
That's right.
Bung her, then. Jove, I feel better already. Give my love to June.
Oh, June of my delight. You were showing up, darling.
Sweetheart, I'm waiting here for you while you are waiting somewhere for me.
Waiting somewhere for me.
Trying vainly to see why they keep you from me, my own sweetheart.
This life's a funny problem, we don't understand it at all. We discover with a sigh, then reflect and wonder why. Love and romance lie over a garden wall.
Darling.
Jerry, put me down. Someone might see. If I hear it kissing out here like this.
Like this? Well, as your old Uncle Henry has forbidden me to come to the house, where else am I to kiss you?
But I've got some wonderful news. He's relented. He said he'll agree to our engagement.
Good old Uncle Henry. I'll bet there's a catch in it.
Well, there are conditions.
I knew it. Such as...
You're not to see me or any other girl for a month. Uncle Henry says you have a fickle nature.
Who, me?
Well, you were engaged to Mary Hopper once.
Oh, but that was ages ago. And at any rate, she's married to Chris now. You needn't worry about her, darling. And as for the others, why, my past's like an open book. Even the Australian customs would pass.
Oh, I'm not worried. I'm not a jealous type either.
Some boys are jealous as can be, but there's no jealousy in me. It doesn't hurt if now and then I see you flirt with other men.
I must admit that I enjoy the charming manners they employ. But after all, it's only one.
I'm going to dance at your wedding. I'll be there. I'm going to dance at your wedding. So take care. I'm going to brush the other boys aside.
You'll be the first in line to kiss the bride.
I'm going to dance at your wedding, for I'm going to be the groom.
Jerry.
June, darling. What are Uncle's other conditions?
You have to prove to him that you can support me.
Is that all? Why, darling, I'm halfway to being a millionaire, an oil king. You know that house you like so much on the terrace? I'll have enough to buy it as well as the key.
Oh, Jerry, as rich as that?
Oh, you know that car you admired the other day?
The new Riley?
Oh, much too common. I mean that Rolls. I'll buy you that.
Oh.
You'll have nylons for bed socks, darling. You won't have to pine for furs anymore. Or no more shampoos for you. You'll have the real thing.
But, Jerry, we must have enough left to furnish the house.
Oh, at present prices, a mere 10 or 20,000 will do for that. And I know a man in the trade.
But there'll be petrol for the car and...
I'll get a license permitting me to import it from my own wells.
Jerry, you've taken my breath away. When I think of the money you've spent in the last 2 minutes...
Oh, give it another thought. You can tell Uncle that the vans go up in a month's time from now.
Darling, and you will remember the other conditions?
Every minute of every hour, I'll be thinking of you.
Promise?
Cross my heart.
When I see the golden sunshine kiss the rose, I am thinking of you. When I see the water lilies in repose, I'll be thinking of you. When the robin singing in her nest tells the world that it is time to rest, that is when I want you near me to cheer me. So hear me, darling, do.
When I watch the lazy daisies nod their heads, I feel lonesome and blue. When I see the yellow tulips in their beds, I get jealous, it's true.
In the summer, winter, spring, or fall, any season of the year at all, every minute of the day when you're away, I just think of you.
When I see the golden sunshine kiss the rose, I am thinking of you. When I see the water lilies lying in repose, I'll be thinking of you. When the robin singing in her nest tells the world that it is time to rest, that is when I need you near me, just to cheer me, so hear me, darling, do.
When I watch the lazy daisies nod their heads, I feel lonesome and blue. When I see the yellow tulips in their beds, I get jealous, it's true.
In the summer, winter, spring, or fall,
Any season of the year at all, every minute of the day when you're away, I just think of you.
Only you.
Do you believe me now, darling?
Yes, Jerry. There's only one thing that worries me. Where's all this money coming from?
Oh, it's a secret at present, but you'll see. It'll come gushing into our pockets.
I do hope nothing goes wrong. Uncle Henry says there are too many cocksure young fellows about these days. Men like that Harry Webster.
Harry Webster? Did you say Harry Webster?
Yes, I hope you haven't had anything to do with him. He tried to sell Uncle Henry some Wildcat stock.
Wildcat?
Yes, in some oil wells.
Not Golden Gusher?
That's the name, and Uncle Henry says the stock's not worth the paper it was printed on. Why? Whatever's the matter?
I've just remembered. There's a man I've got to see at once before he leaves town. Chris!
Hello, partner. Everything's fixed.
Where is he? Where's Webster?
Dear old Harry, he's gone. Said he was in a terrible hurry. By Jove, I just caught him.
Gone?
Why, there's nothing wrong, is there?
Oh, Chris, old man. I've had a terrible shock, and now you're going to get one. The whole thing's a swindle.
What?
I've just found out. Oh, don't look at me like that. Every bob I had went in Golden Gusher. Whoosh. And now I'll lose June.
But what about me? That was all the money I had. And if Grandpa means what he says about Mary...
And what does Grandpa say about me?
Mary.
Hello, Mary.
Whatever's the matter with you both?
We're a pair of blooming idiots.
Don't say you've just found that out.
We've invested all our money in an oil swindle.
We have?
Yes, the 2,000 pounds. I wanted to give you a surprise.
You have, darling, you have. And Grandpa, is he a surprise, too?
Oh, he sent me this telegram when he landed. Read it.
Well, my goodness. Now I know that everything I ever heard about him is perfectly true.
Well, don't worry. I won't let him come between us. I'll work my brains to the bone for you. I'll work with a shove-it and pickle. I'll sell rifle tickets and art onions. I'll never give up if we both have to starve. My gosh, even on an empty stomach, I can say that I must love you. I do love you.
He does.
And I love you. But I don't fancy starving, and I don't fancy being poor. Can't you think of anything, Jerry?
Yes, Jerry, it's all your fault.
Mine? Oh, I like that. The only thing I can suggest is for you both to get divorced.
Divorced?
Only temporarily, of course, while Grandpa's here. There'll be substantial settlements, of course, and once you have those, why, you can remarry.
But you can't just go and ask for a divorce. You have to have grounds.
Jerry can supply those.
Hey.
Corner, you keep me out of it. I'm engaged to June.
It'll all be make-believe, of course. And if you've lost your money, too, I can't see how you'll get married.
Oh, how much will you pay me?
£2,000.
All right. But don't forget that I'm in love with June.
And don't you forget that I'm in love with Mary.
Silly. As if I'd let him forget.
I'm in love with nobody but you, with everything you do. I never knew anybody who I could cuddle to, till I fell in love with you.
I'm in love, you stole my heart away, so listen to my lay, for all I do is pray that on some sweet day I will hear you say, honey, I'm in love with you.
With you. Just now there's no other topic I talk on.
Sweetheart, I worship the ground that you walk on.
I'm in love with nobody but you, with everything you do. I never knew anybody who I could cuddle to, till I fell in love with you.
I'm in love with nobody but you, with everything you do. I never knew anybody who I could cotton to, till I fell in love with you.
I'm in love, you stole my heart away, so listen to my lay, for all I do is pray
that on some sweet day I will hear you say, honey, I'm in love with you, with you.
Just now there's no other topic I talk on.
Sweetheart, I worship the ground that you walk on.
I'm in love with nobody but you, with everything you do. I never knew anybody who I could cuddle to, till I fell in love with you. Till I fell in love with you.
And so, with all their troubles still before them, the curtain falls on Act One of Mercenary Mary. 2 weeks have passed. Grandpa has arrived, and the great deception is being performed for his benefit. But Grandpa is having such a good time at his hotel that has been far too busy to notice the pretended rift in Chris's matrimonial loot. Here's Chris now, trying to talk business.
Grandpa, it was awfully nice of you to come all the way from America to see us.
Crickety, my boy, I'm glad I came. Yeah, I like it real well around these here parts. Slap-up hotels and girls. Don't remember when I seen such pretty girls. No, sir.
Yes, Grandpa, but don't you think it's time we had a talk about Mary?
Yeah, just look at that there bunch.
Well, Grandpa, you mustn't do that. They're not wild women around here.
Yeah, I'll soon change all that. Yeah, look at that one. Ain't you going to introduce me? Go on, boy. But don't tell her I'm your grandpa.
No, not now, later. Grandpa, I want to talk about Mary.
Well, I'll swan. You let her go. Tarnation take it. You're not looking after me a bit. You're terrible disappointed in me, Chris. Real dog in the feed box, that's what you are. Why, when I was your age, Lady Killer Skinner, that's what they called me.
I'll bet they did.
Yeah, but they was wrong. Never killed any, but doggone me, I bruised a few hearts. By ding, I still could. Well, they still look good to me, yes, they still look good to me. My vim and vigor are dimming, but I still admire the women. Well, they still look good to me, yeah, they still look good to me. All I can do is to look at them, but they still look good to me. Hey, looky there, looky there. Hey, cutie, wait for me. Wait for me. Double ding this old leg of mine. Wait for me.
And I hope she pushes you over the cliff.
Oh, there he is, Mary. Hi, Chris.
Hello, Chrissy, darling. We've been looking everywhere for you, darling.
Everything's planned for tonight.
Oh, is it?
Oh, come on, cheer up, old man. It's all being done for your sake.
He's being a wonderful home wrecker, darling. Dances, dinners, we're being seen everywhere together. Flowers sent up to my room every day.
And everything's being charged to your own account, old man. So it's quite all right.
Oh, that's nice to know.
It's not been nearly as hard as I thought.
And what does June think of all this?
Well, June mustn't know. She must never find out.
Well, I don't like it. I'm dashed if I do. Let's give up this silly idea. Mary, we can be happy together, even if we're poor.
But why should we be when it's going to be so easy to be rich?
Easy? I think you're the most mercenary woman I ever met.
A girl has to be mercenary nowadays.
When I was just a little maid with my hair in a little braid, my ma, she said to me, pretty soon you'll be going out, and so there won't be any doubt. Listen carefully. All the men are so mercenary, Mary, that you've got to be mercenary too.
Whatever you do.
So remember that you must always take it from them,
Or take it from me. They'll take it from you.
Everybody's so mercenary, Mary. If you give them a pin, they'll want a pound.
In the business of life, be very mercenary, Mary.
Just a gimme, 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 gimme girl.
That night, Jerry arranged a dinner for two in his rooms. A dinner tete-a-tete with Mary that's to be interrupted by Chris and Grandpa, who will thus be finally convinced that everything is over between Chris and Mary. Jerry is inspecting the dinner table when he opens the door expecting to see Mary, but instead it's
June!
Oh, Jerry, I know I shouldn't come here to your room, but I had to see you. Uncle's gone out, and I just couldn't wait until the month's over. Can't we go out somewhere tonight?
Oh, you poor little darling. I've missed you, too. And there's nothing I'd like better, but I've a most important business engagement tonight. A man's coming to dinner.
Oh? Are you having dinner in here?
Yes. You better go, darling. He's due now, and he mustn't see you here.
How nicely you've set the table. What gorgeous flowers. I didn't know men had flowers and champagne. Sweet champagne.
Oh, they don't. The flowers were sent up by mistake.
Oh, perhaps this is your man now. I'd love to have a peep at him.
Oh, no. He mustn't see you. He knows your Uncle Henry.
Oh, dear. Oh, where can I hide?
You can't hide anywhere. You'll have to go out the back way. Oh, quickly, darling. I'll telephone you in the morning and explain everything.
You're sure that all your important business won't make you forget?
I won't forget. Whatever happens, darling, remember this.
I'm a little bit fonder of you than of myself. It's true. Things that I never do for myself, I do for you. I do. Although my banker calls it treason, I send you orchids every season. And though my landlord throws 6 fits, we have a table at the Ritz, which proves that I'm a little bit sweeter to you than to myself. I am just a little bit nicer to you than to myself. I am. I gave you every single share I owned in diamond mines, and only saved myself enough to smoke woodbines. For I'm a little bit fonder of you than of myself. I'm
a little bit fonder of you than of myself. It's true. Things that I never do for myself, I do for you. I do. Although my mother tells me not to, when you say kiss me, dear, I've got to. It takes the powder off my nose and leaves my lips less like the rose, which proves that I'm a little bit sweeter to you than to myself. I am just a little bit nicer to you than to myself. I am. You take me home at dawn, and then before I steal upstairs, I first remove my shoes and then I say my prayers. For I'm a little bit fonder of you than of myself. I am.
Oh, quick, June. Out this way.
All right, Jerry. What you have come to see me?
Oh, hello, Mary. Sorry to keep you waiting, but June was here.
June?
Yes, I had an awful job getting her away. Phew. I think I'm the one who'll get into trouble before the night's over.
Dear, cheerful Jerry. Are you insulting or flattering me?
I wasn't thinking of you at all.
So I notice. Dear Mary, take your cloak off, dear. Do come in and sit down. Let me pour you a drink.
I'm sorry.
That's better. Well, now, hadn't we better set the scene a little for Chris and his old grandpa?
Oh, yes, I suppose we ought to be sitting at the table drinking champagne.
That sounds like Chris's idea of a really scandalous situation, but it's not mine. Don't you realize that a fortune depends on our giving Grandpa the shock of his life?
Yes, I know. But when I think of June, I feel such a cad.
You needn't. I can assure her that my great-grandfather couldn't have been more distant or respectful. And he's dead.
I'll answer it. Pour yourself a drink.
Champagne? Ah, my favorite fruit.
Mary, the most marvelous news. It was... Oh, heavens above, you can't be found here now.
But what was it?
Well, I can't tell you now. Quick, hide up on the roof. And whatever happens, don't you show your nose in here. All right, I'm coming. June, whatever brought you back?
Darling, did I interrupt your conference? I think I left my gloves here.
No, he hasn't come yet.
Oh, I see. Ooh, what a lovely cloak.
Oh, my gosh. Yes,
a lovely smell of perfume.
Oh, the flowers, they're strong, aren't they? Oh, June, darling, I've got the most wonderful news in the world, but... Oh, Lord, they've come.
Is this your conference at last?
Open this door, I'll break it open.
Wait!
Kick it open. I'll show you.
Richard Wood, I find you here with... I say, it's June. But where's Mary?
Yes, where is she? Where is she? Now, look here, Chris. What's all this double-ding craziness? You drag me away from a good party just when I'm getting all whooped up to... Well, now you're a pretty girl.
And you're a naughty old man breaking Jerry's door down.
Yes, when I had a surprise party arranged for you.
A surprise party?
Yes, for Chris's grandpa to meet Mary. And to hear our news.
But where is Mary?
She'll be down in a minute. She's up on the roof.
The roof? Whatever's she doing up there?
Looking at the moon.
Dipping in the moonlight when the moonbeams kiss the billows. Dipping in the moonlight when the stars shine from above. When the weary world is fast asleep upon its pillows. Dipping in the moonlight with the only one you love. There may be petting party, public park, paraders. I'll tell you where you should go. Beside the tide, beneath the mellow moon. That's where a girl and fella ought to spoon.
Every little boy or girl is bound to know a few.
They can have them all, but as for me, I'll take my chances, dipping in the moonlight with somebody just like you.
With somebody just like you.
Arrived at last.
Hey, another pretty girl. Someone introduce me. I'm a little bit fonder of you than of myself. It's true. Things that I'd never do for myself, I do for you. My gray locks I'd have sheared off, and I'd even shave my beard off. And if I were really sure, for you I'd have a manicure which proves that I'm a little bit fonder of you than of myself. I am just a little bit sweeter to you than to myself. I am. I know I'm old and gray and have passed my term, but you should always trade with an old established firm, 'cause I'm a little bit fonder of you than of myself. I am.
Grandpa, I brought you here, sir, to introduce you to your granddaughter-in-law, to celebrate June's engagement to me, and to hear some wonderful news.
Oh, Jerry.
What news?
Harry Webster's just telephoned me. He's just flown back from Texas.
From Texas with news of oil, Gusher?
I'll say it's news. They've struck oil.
We're rich.
Golden Gusher? Have you got shares in Golden Gusher?
I've got 2,000.
I have, you mean. Are you going to like me now, Grandpa?
Like you? Gal, I love you.
And you don't want Chris to divorce me?
What? Divorce 2,000 Golden Gushers? Why, the boy would be plumb crazy if he did. But if he did...
Yes?
Well, that busted, I'd marry him myself.
Mercenary too. So remember that you must always take it from them, or take it from me. They'll take it from you.
Everybody's so mercenary, Mary. If you give them a pin, they'll want a pearl.
In the business of life, be very mercenary, Mary. Just a gimme, 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 girl.
You gotta be mercenary too. In Mercenary Mary, you heard John Morgan, Robert Peach, Margaret Mushmore, and Patricia Kennedy. Your singing stars were Eula Parker, Jeff Brooke, and the Keynotes. Grandpa Skinner was sung and spoken by Frank Rich. Orchestra and chorus conducted by William Flynn. Your narrator was Morris Callard. Mercenary Mary was produced by Alfred Potter and directed by Cedric Sahara. Music in the Air, with singing stars Robert Simmons and Peggy Allen.
I told every star just to see the neat you are. Why haven't I told you? I told riddles in the brook, made my heart an open book. Why haven't I told you? Friends ask me if I'm in love, always answer yes. I just don't confess. If I don't say yes, baby, you may know it's true. Oh, my darling, if you do, why haven't you told me? Why haven't you told me?
In a little town called Eddendorf, there's a doctor of music, there's a choral society, and there's a walking club. Maybe those three elements don't mix in your mind, but they will. Should I add that the doctor of music has a pretty daughter named Sieglinde, and the Eddendorf school has a young master named Karl. Now, Karl not only writes verses to the doctor's music, but he's also president of the walking club. Does this get complicated? Then let's put it this way. The Eddendorf Walking Club is about to set out on a walking tour to Munich. Dr. Lessing, that's the doctor of music, is going along. So is the doctor's daughter, Sieglinde. So is Karl. At a gathering of Eddendorf folk, the walking club is about to sing a song the doctor has composed, the words of which have been written by Karl.
I make all things to sing on my way to learn, on my way to learn. I have things to say. I can write poems too when you're far away.
little star, just how sweet I think you are. Why haven't I told you? I've told the ripples in a brook, made my heart an open book. Why haven't I told you? Friends ask me, am I in love? I always answer yes. Might as well confess, if I don't, they guess. Maybe you may know it too. Oh, my darling, if you do, why haven't you told me?
Just how sweet I think you are. Why haven't I told you, my dear? Why haven't I told you? I've told the ripples in the brook, made my heart an open book. Why haven't I told you? Each time I told you. Friends ask me, I'm in love. Always answer yes, 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 as well confess. Confess I don't take yes anyway. Maybe you too.
Publish that music, Herr Doctor. The whole world should be whistling it.
Maybe they will.
That's Dr. Lessing.
Maybe they will.
That's what my father said. Maybe they will.
That's the doctor's daughter, Sieglinde.
What do you mean, Herr Doctor?
Well, aren't Karl and I walking with the mountain climbers to Munich?
Yes.
And doesn't my old school friend Ernst Weber live there?
And isn't the Herr Doctor's friend Ernst Weber a music publisher?
That's Karl.
You mean you're going to Munich to have it printed?
Yes.
Of course he is.
Munich will go wild over that music.
Are the mountain climbers assembled?
They're ready, Herr Doctor.
Karl, will you join Sieglinde in the prayer?
I'm ready.
Our journey may be long, thy strength will keep us strong, and in the dark of the night, if one stray heart should roam, hold up thy shining light and guide him safely home. Our journey may be long, thy strength will keep us strong, and in the if one stray heart should roam, hold up thy shining light and guide him safely
Thank you, Karl. And now as we go, let us say goodbye to Edendorf with our old song, There is a Hill Beyond the Hill.
The world will be a wonderful world with the thrill of adventure come. If you don't like the kind of things they all the twiddle your thumbs. And they can be a wonderful day when you're out on the open road. There is no road to walk if you can seem to pass the time. There is no road to walk, no mountain big too high to run. To climb the highest mountain, to walk the deepest river. And if you feel the zest of life, come on and get the best of life. Come on, the best of life is further on. There's a hill beyond the hill, beyond the hill, beyond the hill. If your limbs are young and strong, follow along, follow along. There's a dream beyond the dream, beyond the dream, beyond the dream. If your heart is young and gay, follow along the way.
There's a hill beyond the hill, beyond the hill, beyond the hill. If your limbs are young and strong, follow along, follow along.
There's a dream beyond the dream, beyond the dream, beyond the dream. If your heart is light and gay, follow along the way. If you're young and strong, put your hand in your hand and hold along. Hurry, everyone, and catch up to the sun. The sun won't wait, so hurry on. Mountain climbers all, and mountain climbers all. The sun won't wait. wonderful world when the thrill of adventure comes. If you don't like the kind of things, stay home and fill your thumbs. A day can be a wonderful day if you're out in the open road. There is no road too long to walk if you can sing the light
Days later, the walking club nears Munich. High on a mountain, we come across Sieglinde and Karl resting on the roadside.
Somehow I'm not a bit anxious to go to Munich.
Karl, how can you say that?
Well, I don't see why Eddendorf people talk about Munich as if it were heaven. What's so wonderful about a big city, anyway? Is there one spot in Munich as pretty as the little lake right at the edge of our village? Tell me one spot.
Oh, I don't know. It's so long since I was at Munich.
Well, I was there 3 years ago. I don't think so much of it. Though we did go to a theatre, I and my uncle.
You did? What was it like?
Oh, not so bad.
Did you find them pretty?
Did I what? I don't understand.
The actresses in Munich. Were they very grand?
Well, I wouldn't say that they were so grand.
So, but, attractive?
Yes, they're attractive. Not so attractive.
No?
Not like Sieglinde.
Oh.
No one like Sieglinde there.
Karl, when you wrote that poem to my father's song, did it take you long?
When I wrote it, I was inspired by something beautiful that I desired.
A warm spring night was stirred by a breeze, and love was born. A moon in flight was caught in the trees, and love was born. A lark sang out, and through a mist there came a sigh upon a sigh, and 2 young lips were gently kissed, and 2 young hearts learned to fly. A shepherd boy awoke from the doze and blew his horn. The sun came up and smiled on all those, and love was born.
When the doctor and Sieglinde and Karl reached Munich, they hurried with their music to the doctor's boyhood friend, Ernst Weber, the song publisher. And there Karl met Frieda Hatzfeld, the famous prima donna.
It's marvelous meeting you. You're so famous and beautiful.
Ah, you silly boy. I don't suppose you can realize how refreshing you are to me, just at this time.
That's Frieda. And though Karl doesn't know it, she's playing him off against Bruno Mahler, the playwright. Frieda is in the middle of a grand row with Bruno. She's threatened to leave him after 7 years of blissful argument. That's Bruno over there, talking to Sieglinde, to get a bit of his own back on Frieda.
Will you come out and have tea with me? I'll take you to a nice little place.
Oh, it's very kind of you, Herr Mahler, but Father and I are going to the zoo this afternoon.
The zoo? Splendid. Then I'll take you to the zoo.
Come now, Sieglinde, Karl. Ernst is waiting to hear our music.
I make up things to say on my way to you, on my way to you. I find things to say. I can write poems too when you're far away, when you're far away. I write poems too.
But when you are here, my lips go dry. When you are here, I only sigh. Dear, I've told every little star just how sweet I think you are. Why haven't I told you?
I've told the ripples in a brook, made my heart an open book. Why haven't I told you?
Friends ask me, am I in love? I always answer yes. Might as well confess, if I don't, they guess.
Maybe you may know it too. Oh, my darling, if you do, why haven't you told me, dear? Why haven't you told me?
so the curtain falls on Act One of Music in the Air. And Bruno did take Sieglinde to the zoo, despite the angry glances of Frida. And it's at the zoo we find them.
Who's that old man staring at you, Sieglinde? You smiled at him.
An old gentleman named Cornelius. He met us, Carl and me, on the mountains. I met him again this morning. He's always laughing and singing. He said such a funny thing to me this morning.
What funny thing?
He said, "Where's the boy?" I said, "You mean Carl?" He said, "Yes. When you see him, please tell him not to stay here in Munich too long. The air here is wrong, the food is too rich." Wasn't that funny?
Very depressing.
You've been humming that all afternoon. What is it?
It's a new waltz I've been writing. I have a part in my new operetta. A man about my age. And wicked, like me. Don't laugh. He loves a sweet young girl. And he daren't hope she loves him. And today I've learned how he feels. I could hear him sing an appeal. Humble. Pathetic in its futility.
One more dance in the arms of love. With sad eyes of autumn I'm looking at spring, asking the pretty thing, just one more favor, one more glance from the shy white dove, one more night if you will, one more flight, one more thrill, one more dance with love.
Oh, look. Here's Carl.
And Frida.
Hello there.
However did you know you'd find us here?
I didn't.
We've been on the lake.
And before that, Fräulein Hatzfeld took me to the Shark Art Gallery.
What are you laughing at?
You on the lake. You at art galleries. I bet it's the first time you ever went sightseeing in Munich.
Well, isn't this the first time you've been to the zoo?
I suppose you're too busy to get out here much.
Yes,
He was busy today. He wrote a waltz while we were walking around the park.
He did?
Oh? What waltz is that?
The one I used to call Night Flies By.
Oh, you can't change that. I like it.
I've got a better idea.
I won't have a word changed. It's just right for me as it is. Oh, it's really beautiful, Carl, this waltz we're talking about. I'm an innocent little girl, you see.
In the play?
And I'm waiting for my sweetheart on a balcony. And I sing a kind of vocal soliloquy.
Night flies by, you fly too.
But
shh, your love is like starlight that fades in the day. Why can't you ever stay? Why can't I hold you?
That's all changed.
Over my dead body.
Night flies by, dawn breaks through. I awake and I'm lonely. My lover is only a dream.
I think that's beautiful.
I think it is, too.
I've changed the idea.
You've changed the idea?
Yes. You don't sing it at all.
I don't sing it at all.
No. I've given it to the baritone.
The baritone?
Like this.
Oh!
One more dance in the arms of love.
The baritone!
With sad eyes of autumn I'm looking for spring, asking the pretty thing, just one more favor, one more glance from the shy white dawn,
that to me.
Can't I? I've done it.
Well, you can leave me out altogether. Goodbye.
If that's the way you feel, all right.
Late that night, Dr. Lessing waits in his hotel for Sieglinde to return. His friend Ernst and some others keep him company.
Now, there you are at last.
We've had a wonderful time. Where's Carl?
He's helping Fräulein Frida to pack. She's going to Berlin tonight.
I don't believe it. She won't leave Munich. Listen, Sieglinde. There's that music again.
I've heard nothing but it for hours. They keep you awake all night with the music in that restaurant.
They were playing it everywhere we went tonight. I learned all the words.
And she's been singing it.
Sieglinde, singing in the public restaurant.
She has a nice voice, Herr Doctor. Sing it again, Sieglinde. She will be a grand actress and singer, I tell you, Doctor. Sing it again, my dear.
Yeah, I want my fill of the spring, with all the thrill of the spring. I want to dance when I see a happy pair. I want to fall right in love and get my own portion of romance. When I hear a pretty song, I want to sing like a bird. I want to learn every word and every rhyme. I'm susceptible and foolish and young, but I have a darn good time.
Yeah, I want my fill of the spring, with all the thrill of the spring. I want to dance and see happy fair. I want to fall right in love and get my own portion of romance.
When I hear a pretty song, I want to sing like a bird. I want to learn every word and every rhyme. I'm susceptible and foolish and young, but I have a darn good time.
Tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la,
I want to nip a little bit, take a little bit, give a little bit. Just let me live a little bit. I can do no harm when spring is in the air. I want my fill of the spring, with all the thrill of the spring. I want to dance, my sorry fair. I want to fall right in love and get my own portion of romance. My song, I want to sing like a bird. I want to learn every word and every rhyme. I'm susceptible and foolish and young, but I have a darn good time.
Frida did go to Berlin, much to the amazement of Bruno, and much to the dismay of Sieglinde. Karl followed her. Bruno mended his slightly cracked heart by falling properly for Sieglinde, and offered her the big part in his operetta. And on the night of the first dress rehearsal, we find him in her dressing room.
Just go out onto the stage and be yourself. That's all I want the audience to see. Your sweet, charming self.
I do want to be a success. I want to show you I'm worthy of your confidence. And I want to show somebody else that he can't hurt me.
Don't worry about him anymore.
I'm not going to.
Does all this make you less afraid of me?
I'm not going to be afraid of you anymore. We're fellow artists now.
Good. And I shan't be afraid of you anymore. I've been terrified of you, like a schoolboy with his first love. Sieglinde, you are my first love.
Oh.
In a sense. Never before have I loved like this. I can't describe how I feel in words.
But it's your profession to think of beautiful words.
I can't think of you in words. You're more like music.
I hear music when I look at you, a beautiful theme of every dream I ever knew. Down deep in my heart, I hear it play, I feel it start and melt away.
I hear music when I touch your hand, a beautiful melody from some enchanted land. Down deep in my heart,
Why can't I let you know? Why can't I let you know the song my heart could sing? That beautiful rhapsody of love and youth and spring. The music is sweet, the words are true, the song is
But after that rehearsal, things were vastly different. Frankly, Sieglinde was a horrible flop. Even Bruno turned his back on her. Frida, who had returned to Munich and had been secretly rehearsing the part, was coaxed back into the show. And she and Bruno swore never to part again. And Sieglinde and Karl, well, let's get back to their quiet little village of Edinburgh.
Oh, it's good to be here. But I'll never write or conduct another piece of music after that fiasco in Munich.
But they need you, Father. The burgomaster says the singing has become very ragged.
Karl, he won't write any more words for me. He wants to leave the village. My Liebling, why don't you marry him?
He hasn't asked me.
Sieglinde, will you marry me?
No.
Oh, you're both crazy. Why won't you marry him?
For what he did in Berlin.
What did he do in Berlin?
I don't know.
And when I was in Berlin, what was she doing in Munich?
Well, what was she doing?
I don't know.
Yes, you're both crazy. We're all crazy. No, I've changed my mind. I will write more music and conduct the singing. But here in Eddendorf, not in Munich. Eddendorf and I and Eddendorf, we belong together. And you two?
We belong together.
Oh, Karl.
We belong together, we're happy together, and life is a song. When we are together, we know we are where we belong. We belong together, like birds of a feather, together we thrive. Little caring whether the rest of the world is alive.
All alone, I'm only a harp, a joke without any love.
We belong together, we're happy together, and life is a song. When we are together, we know we are where we
In Music in the Air, you heard Peter O'Shaughnessy, Robert Barnard, Keith Hudson, Jill Warwick, and Elizabeth Wing. Your singing stars, Robert Simmons and Peggy Allen. Orchestra and chorus conducted by Verden Williams. Your narrator was Morris Callard. Music in the Air was produced by Alfred Potter and directed by Cedric Zahara.
Why haven't you told me, dear? Why haven't you told me?
No Nanette, with singing stars Jeff Brooke, Pam Corrigan, and the Keynotes.
No, no, Nanette, that's all we need. We get it the whole day through. No, no, Nanette, we get our in, no matter what we may do.
Sometime, perhaps, I'll have my
Oh, I'm leaving. All right.
Mrs. James Smith is noted for her funny maids. She's so mean that she won't pay for a good one. That was the front door. Pauline, you heard then, and Pauline has had it. The bell has kept her running backwards and forwards for the last hour. Visitors for Mrs. Smith, younger ones for Miss Nanette. The house is a screech with females. So it's something of a change to open the door and see...
Good afternoon. Is Mr. Smith home? I'm early.
I'll say you're early. He's not back from the office yet.
Oh, no, you mistake me. My name is Early. William Early. I'm Mr. Smith's legal advisor.
Take a little 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, come a little closer, please. Like a rose that blows in every breeze. Like a rose in the breeze. Take a little 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, then a little dip like this. Here's a step we can't afford to miss. And then you glide and you slide, keeping close to my side. Oh, boy, let's go, boy, let music speak me every tone, boy. Take a little kick of wide and 3 step. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, every little step means I love you.
Are you going in there, or will you wait till he study?
His study, I think. That sounds like a convention.
You're telling me I've been run off me blessed legs answering that bell. I wouldn't have come in the first place if I'd known they were the kind of people who don't go to the sea in the summer. My doctor tells me I need swimming and fresh air. Oh, there it is again.
I'll go, Pauline.
Righto, Miss Nanette. Now, there's one I do feel sorry for. Her folks died, and Mrs. Smith, being an old schoolmate of her ma's, offers to take her in. Take her in. I'll say she took her in. Unpaid help about the place, that's what she is.
Oh, but...
It's no use correcting me. I'm leaving.
Yes, so you've told me.
That's her boyfriend who's just come. If she's got any sense, she'll grab him and make her escape. But the trouble here is that too many bees come buzzing round. And what I tell her is this. Too many boys round one girl will never land her a husband.
Too many rings around Rosie, never get Rosie a ring. Too many bows when she should have one. You know we'll never bring her a ring around that certain finger. One little name to remember is better than having a speed. It doesn't hurt to flirt a bit, but use it as bait. Make your catch, make your match before it is too late. For too many rings around Rosie, we'll never get Rosie. No, never get Rosie a ring.
Tom Trainer, the worthy young man who has just called, is Mrs. Smith's nephew and the apple of her eye. And he's fallen very hard for Nanette. Nanette isn't quite sure. She came from the country hoping, among other things, to realize a lifelong ambition. She's never seen the sea. But all Mrs. Smith, who hates it, says when a trip to Atlantic City is mentioned, is her eternal, no, no, Nanette. But now, let's meet Nanette.
Hello, Nanette.
Hello, Tom.
Who's inside?
Oh, some friends of your aunt's and some of the girls. Oh, Tom, they want me to go to the seaside with them.
I don't think Aunt would approve of that.
No, she doesn't. Couldn't you take me?
I'll tell you where I will take you, if Aunt will allow me.
Where?
To the concert on Saturday. There's a marvelous program of sacred music.
Oh, my head.
Pauline.
It's no use correcting me. I'm leaving.
And a good thing, too. But will you come, Nanette?
But, Tom, I was hoping that maybe I could have a weekend at the sea. I've never even seen it.
No, Nanette. Don't look so blue.
But I feel blue. What am I here? I'm not a guest. I'm not a servant.
But don't you look forward to the day when
I can be a good wife to a good man. Now, don't you start saying that, too. Anyhow, a girl has to find a man who falls in love with her first.
Suppose she's found him. Oh, Nanette, there's something I've been wanting to say for a long time.
Why, Tom,
I've confessed to the breeze I love you.
Told the birds and the bees your name.
And every star above you.
Each has heard every word of my secret flame. I have told the red rose I love you, so the world surely knows it's true.
So I thought,
like as not,
would be well if I now decided to tell you
With the best and purest intentions in the world, Mr. James Smith, known to everyone as Jimmy, is always getting into the soup. And that's why his legal advisor has been waiting for him. Jimmy's trouble is that he makes too much money, his wife is too mean to spend it, and he's fallen into the clutches of 3 little gold diggers.
3? Where do they live? Better tell me, Jimmy.
Boston, Washington, and San Francisco.
Good gracious, man, you covered a lot of territory.
I know. I wish I'd never taken up flying.
But surely there was no need to fly so high.
Well, you know how it is with me. I like creating happiness. All I thought I was doing was to spread sunshine among my 3 little friends. It's my charitable heart, Billy.
I'm a very ordinary man, trying to work out life's happy plan, doing unto others as I'd like to have them doing unto me.
When he finds a very lonely soul, to be kind becomes his only goal.
I feel so much better when I tell them my philosophy. I want to be happy, but I won't be happy till I make you happy too. Life's really worth living when you are mirth giving. Why can't I give some to you? Now when skies are gray and you say you are blue, I'll send the sun smiling through. I want to be happy, but I won't be happy till I make you happy too.
I want to be happy, but I won't be happy till I make you happy too, make you happy too. Life's really worth living when you are worth giving. Why can't I give some to you, to you?
When skies are gray and you say you are blue, honey, I'll send the sun smiling through.
Send it smiling through.
I want to be happy, but I won't be happy till I make you happy too.
Yes, that might be all right for you, but unfortunately, your wife takes the view that charity begins at home.
Yes, and never goes out, so...
Now, see here, Jimmy, is this case in my hands?
Certainly. I want you to see those 3 girls and...
Leave it to me. I'll get the best terms I can for you.
Wow! I feel better already.
Oh, there's just one thing more. That place of yours at the beach.
The Chickadee Cottage? I know. I'm closing it up. In fact, I think I'll go down this weekend and see about leasing it. I'm going to miss it.
What's the matter, Mr. Jimmy? Are you feeling blue, too?
Yes, I was just daydreaming about my cottage by the sea.
The sea. Just think, I've never even heard the sound of it.
Oh, you poor little kid. Do you know what this is?
Oh, yes, it's a key.
It is. The key of my cottage at the beach, and I'm on my way down there to close it up. Mrs. Smith doesn't approve of it. I wonder what you'd say if someone offered this to you.
Oh, Mr. Jimmy.
By gosh, that gives me an idea. Go and pack your bag, and I'll take you there. Now, hurry. I'll go out and get a car straight away.
Hooray! That must have been a good one. Tell it to me.
Mr. Jimmy is going to take me to Atlantic City. Oh, Pauline, why don't you come along?
Oh.
Will you?
Can a duck swim?
Oh, Lynette. Aunt says it's all right about the concert.
Oh, Tom, I'm sorry, but I can't come.
You can't? Where are you going?
Don't you start using that bossy tone.
I insist on knowing where you're going.
I won't tell you.
Where are you going?
She's going to Trenton to stay with her grandmother, and it's no use correcting me. I'm leaving.
So am I.
So long, Annette, don't make him dream. You're going a bit too far. No, no, Annette, you must not be. Remember how young you are.
We really think you ought to stay.
It's wrong to feel so come this way.
You may regret, but we remember what you're doing, my
And so the curtain falls on Act One of No, No, Nanette. Nanette has realized her ambition at last. She has seen the sea, and everybody is happy at Chickadee Cottage. But Mrs. Jimmy Smith has hatched up some real trouble for her husband. Detectives have been engaged to watch his comings and goings, and to make things really difficult, has had telegrams sent off to his 3 away-from-home charities in Boston, Washington, and San Francisco in his name, inviting them all to come to Chickadee Cottage. That's why there's something prophetic in Pauline's first words to Nanette this morning.
I've got a feeling there's going to be a terrible blow-up round here.
On a lovely day like this, and with Mr. Jimmy around. Oh, Pauline, he's so good.
When they're so good, be careful.
Why, do you know, he said if ever I saw anything I liked in a shop window, I'd only have to laugh, and he'd go right in and buy it for me.
Well, why don't you stand him in front of Tiffany's and have hysterics?
Oh, Nan, we've got to get out of here. We must get away at once. I've just seen Tom coming along the esplanade. We must get away at once.
We've only just arrived.
Can't help that. We've got to go. I'm going in to pack straight away.
But Mr. Jimmy...
Oh, and I thought my doctor would be so pleased at me getting all this free sea air. Look what the wind's blown now.
Nanette, you here?
It's no use correcting me. I'm leaving.
Tom! Oh, Tom.
Don't touch me, woman. Where were you last night?
Why,
Don't quibble. Where were you last night?
With her grandmother in Trenton.
That's right. You know, your father's mother is always your grandmother.
In Trenton. And how did you get to Atlantic City with Uncle Jimmy today?
Oh, that's easy. He was passing through Trenton. He saw us and he said, why not come to Atlantic City?
But you don't come through Trenton to get to Atlantic City.
He does.
You keep out of this.
It's no use correcting me. I've left.
Oh, Tom. You know, you talk just like a detective.
I've been learning a thing or two about Uncle.
All right, then. You don't need to believe me. I won't answer another question.
Oh, Nanette. I do believe you.
And you won't go on imagining awful things?
No. I'll just look forward to the future. Our future.
Picture you upon my knee, just deeper two and two pretty. Me for you and you for me alone.
Nobody near us to see us or hear us. No friends or relations on weekend vacations.
We won't have it known, dear, that we own a telephone, dear. Day will break and you'll awake
And start to bake a sugar cake.
for me to take and all the boys to see. We will raise a family.
A boy for you, a girl for me.
Can't you see how happy we would be? I'm discontented with homes that are rented, so I have invented my own.
Darling, this place is a lover's oasis where life's weary chase is unknown.
Far from the cry of the city, where flowers pretty caress the streams. Cozy to hide in, to live side by side in, don't let it abide in my dreams.
On weekend vacations, we won't have it known, dear, that we own a telephone.
Then day will break and I will awake and start to bake a sugar cake
For me to take and all the boys to see.
We will raise a family,
a boy for you, a girl for me.
Can't you see how happy we would be? We would be.
Ah, that looks better. What is it? Billy Early has been busy on his client's behalf, and if ever a man earned his fee, it is Mr. William Early. He's the next arrival, and the news he brings is quite in keeping with Pauline's prophecy.
Thank goodness I found you.
Billy, I thought you'd be in Washington.
I've been to Washington and Frisco and Boston.
Since last night?
I did it by phone. And your birds have flown here.
What?
Your dear, innocent, unsuspecting wife, Susan, sent them each a telegram inviting them here.
What, to Atlantic City?
To Chickadee Cottage.
Help! Then it's time we weren't here.
It's all right. You sit pat. I fixed it. But, boy, it'll cost you plenty.
Phew. How much?
50,000 each. That'll be a nice little deduction from your income tax return.
Can I claim it? Well, it might be worth it then. But you say Sue knows?
She thinks she does. And if I hadn't met those charitable deductions at the airport, she could have proved it. But now, when she comes here, all she finds is you and an empty house.
Sue's coming here? Oh, help!
Why, of course. What's the matter? You're here alone, aren't you? Jimmy, if I'm handling this for you, you'll have to tell me everything.
And while Jimmy is trying to explain the quite innocent little complication of the presence of Pauline and Nanette, let's hear from them. Tom has gone off apparently quite satisfied with everything.
There you are, my dear. Didn't I tell you everything would be all right?
Oh, yes, but when he comes back, he'll ask more questions.
Let him ask.
Yes, but how are we going to explain about Trenton?
Never explain. Don't answer. Explanations are always fatal. And if he gets too pressing, just burst into tears. A man's helpless when a woman starts crying.
Oh, dear. Sounds so easy the way you say it. But what am I to cry about?
Oh, that's easy. You'd cry if he really left you, wouldn't you?
Oh, yes. I hate him for being such a pig, but... Oh, if I should lose him.
There you are, then.
Who's the who? Tell me do. Tell me, hubby, who is the who? Is she fair? Is she sweet? I don't care, but I need you too. All alone through the day, thinking maybe I'm losing you. I wish I knew what I could do, for I'm so blue. Frank and Joe hang about, ask me out, but I never go. If I went, I'd repent. Still, I'm only human, you know. All the world travels in twos. Honest, I don't want to lose you. Tell me, do, who's the who? Giving me those where has my hobby gone blue?
That's the spirit. Now remember everything I've told you, because I think he's coming back now.
Oh, dear. Only he doesn't start cross-examining. Tom's got such a wonderful brain.
Oh, poor man's brain won't work while the woman he loves is crying. Now get ready. Come on. Cry. No, not too loud. Like this.
Like this?
Yes, that's it. And remember, never answer a question.
Oh, Tom.
So, I didn't expect to find you in tears. I thought you were brazen enough to do...
Oh, Tom, please.
1 minute. I'm not Tom to you. I found out that you're not even a good liar.
Oh, you're not going to be a detective again?
Young lady, I've discovered that your grandmother lives in Milwaukee.
Oh, Tom. Oh, that's my other grandmother. Oh, but it doesn't matter. I don't want to ever see you again.
And I don't want to see you. That's no use. Tears won't soften me.
Oh, go away. I hope I never see you again. You don't trust me. Life would have been awful with you. Why, if ever we'd gone to a dance, you'd have made me dance every number with you. Or sit them out by myself.
I don't care who you dance with.
Oh, don't you?
No, I don't.
You can dance with any boy at all. So just forget me and act as though you never met me. I assure you that I won't feel small while you go dancing fancy free. Show the fellas every step you know. Just raise Hades till they tingle, mingle till they think you're single. You can dance with any boy at all, as long as you come home with me.
Doesn't seem that Pauline's advice was too good, does it? But luckily, Billy Early is a lawyer in a thousand.
Jimmy, before your wife arrives, those kids must be reconciled, or you'll be in the soup.
I know, but how?
Leave it to me. Come inside and leave the talking to me. Why, hello, Nanette. What's the matter?
Tom's being cruel to me.
And she's been deceiving me.
Why, Tom. And after all your uncle has been planning for you both? Leave this to me, Jimmy. Tom, my boy, you know surely that your aunt's sincerest wish is to see you and Nanette happily married.
It was, but now...
And your uncle's is to establish you in life.
That's news at any rate. But what's Nanette doing here?
Well, Pauline couldn't come here by herself.
You keep me out of this. I'm...
Leaving, of course, now that you've cleaned up the cottage. You see, Tom, your uncle is leasing this cottage. Pauline and Nanette came to help him clean it up.
And why didn't she tell me? Oh, I'm sorry, Nanette.
Just a minute. There's one thing more. You know your uncle needs a manager for his San Francisco branch?
I do?
Of course you do, Jimmy. But he has to be a married man, doesn't he?
Oh, by Jove, yes.
Oh, Tom, San Francisco's by the sea.
That's right, Nanette. Am I to understand, sir, that if I fulfill the necessary qualifications, the position is open to me?
It's no good looking at me. I'm leaving.
I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at Nanette and awaiting Uncle's answer.
The answer is...
Oh, Tom, it's here.
I want to be happy, but I won't be happy till I make you happy too, make you happy too. Life's really worth living when you are worth giving. Why can't I give some to you?
When skies are gray and you say you are blue, I'll send the sun smiling through. I want to be happy, but I won't be happy till I make you happy too.
No, no, Nanette, that's all we need. We get it the whole day through. No, no, Nanette.
In No, No, Nanette, you heard Pat McLean, John Moore, Jim Tregonning, Douglas Kelly, and Jill Warwick. Your singing stars were Jeff Brooke, Pam Corrigan, and the Keynote. Orchestra and chorus were conducted by William Flynn. Your narrator was Morris Keller. No, No, Nanette was produced by Alfred Potter and directed by Cedric Zahara. Sonny, with singing stars Eula Parker and Jeff Brooke.
Never comb your hair, son. Keep it quiet, Sonny. Leave the breezes there, son. Keep it quiet, Sonny. Just let your stockings fall right down. Shopping all the town is all you ever do. Smiling all the while, tomboy. Where did you get that lovely smile from, boy? Little Sonny girl, oh, be my honey girl. Going crazy, honey, cause I'm setting up for you.
A group of American servicemen who've been celebrating their last night in England are on their way to the Southampton docks to board their homeward-bound troopship, when the voice of the barker outside a circus tent halts them.
Roll up, roll up, roll up. Come on, mateys, step right up and see the biggest show on earth. See the little madcap whose fierce equestrianism has made her the greatest bareback rider of all time. Sonny, roll up, roll up,
Sonny?
roll up, roll up.
Hey, Jim, that's never ours, Sonny.
Soon find out, Tom. Say, buddy, that dame you call Sonny, what's her other name?
She hasn't any other name. Sonny Peters hasn't.
Sonny Peters?
I know it. That's our Sonny. The gal who used to sing to us behind the line. Come on in and let's see her again before we sail.
Here we are together again, all birds of a feather again. We travel near, we travel far, we've done the world in under par. Oh, nearly, nearly, if you strike a city we miss, and meet a girl we never have kissed, just kiss her once yourself for us and give her our regards and say we love her dearly.
Tell me you boys want to speak with me.
Are you Mr. Siegfried Peters?
Every inch of him. Late of the Swiss cavalry, me. Ha! How we charge.
And, brother, you sure charged enough for this show. Oh, shut up, Jim. We're glad to know you, Mr. Peters. My name's Tom Warren. This is Jim Deering, my buddy. We knew Sonny in France, and the gang want to say goodbye before we go back to the States.
Yeah, sure, that's right. What? Are all these friends of my Sonny?
Sure are, Mr. Peters, but Tom here was the lucky guy. They fell for each other in a big way.
And is that so? Now, let me tell you...
Shut up, Jim. You needn't worry, Mr. Peters. I'm engaged to a girl back home.
You better be. My Sonny, she's a fine lady now. And soon, maybe, she's going to be finer.
Yeah, but where is she?
Any moment she comes now. The grand pageant started already, and that finishes the show.
Coming in here, right over here, the parade will pass us, stand by and cheer. Let Sonny see that we know she is our only queen of world. Surprise, there'll be no end to her cries of their surprise. Laughing, dancing eyes, such tender, glancing eyes, for all the world to try. Of a night of life, such a little queen, such a little queen, see her marching in with the din that should be in a gay and festive scene.
Here she comes. Give her a cheer, fellas. Sonny!
Never comb your hair, Sonny. Leave the breezes there, Sonny. Let your stockings fall down, for shocking the town is all that you do. Smiling all the while, tomboy, where'd you get that smile from, boy? Little Sonny girl, oh, be my honey girl, I'm all for you.
Gee, you boys have given me the surprise of my life. Where did you all drop from?
Well, we were passing, heard you were here, and, well, you see, our boat sails tonight.
Tonight? Oh.
So we thought we'd just say hello and goodbye.
Gosh, I wish I was going with you, Tom.
Yeah, I wish you were.
Oh, Tom, do you remember what grand times we used to have? Look, I've still got the old zither. You used to love to hear me play it, didn't you, Tom?
Now then. Say hello to them all, Sonny. And then you must get changed. They all got girls waiting for them in America. And Mr. Wendell, he's waiting for you, Sonny.
Oh, is he?
Who's Mr. Wendell?
He's the owner of this circus, and
He's an old fish.
Sonny, what a thing to say.
Sure he's a fish if Sonny says so. Here, Papa, you take this and run and buy yourself a drink.
But I
yeah,
didn't...
have one on me, too, huh?
Why, boys, I think I will. I am thirsty.
Only milk, mind.
What? Milk for thirst?
Sure, it makes blood.
Yeah, but I am not bloodthirsty. Hey, don't let these boys miss the ship, Sonny.
Oh, thanks, Jim. Sonny, tell me all about yourself. What happened after we moved?
Oh, lots of things.
Are you still fond of all of us?
That'd be telling.
That means there is someone, then.
Does it?
Does he like you?
He doesn't even know I like him.
A fella always knows when a girl likes him.
Are you sure of that?
When a man's in love with someone, he must be indeed a dumb one, if her secret he cannot unmask.
Then when I'm in love with someone, I will wait until there comes one boy who'll know the answer when I ask. Who stole my heart away? Who makes me dream all day? Dreams I know can never be true. Seems as though I'll ever be blue. Tell me who means all my happiness. Who am I gonna answer yes to? Who?
Well, you ought to guess who.
I can't tell you. I wonder who.
Who stole my heart away? Who makes me dream all day? Dreams I know can never be true. Seems as though I'll ever be blue. Who means my happiness? Who will I answer yes to?
Who's the guy in person? Who? Well, you ought to guess who.
Darned if I know.
Come in and say hello.
Well, now I'm afraid I must say something else.
Goodbye.
Yes.
All right. Goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Sonny. Well, come on, gang. Quick, Jim, let's get out of here.
Goodbye, Sonny.
Goodbye, Sonny.
Who means my happiness? Who would I answer yes to? Well, you ought to guess who. No one but you.
Oh, Tom.
Sonny, so you got rid of them. What? Ain't you changed yet? Mr. Wendell, he wants to speak with you. He has spoken with me already. Such news I have. He wants to marry you.
What? Marry that poor fish?
To speak of Mr. Wendell like you do. Why, his father liked him so much, he named him twice.
There's only one name for him, and that's Fish.
Now I'm telling you, Sonny, this is the final ultimatum. Either you marry with Mr. Fish, Wendell, or you leave the circus.
All right, I will.
Oh, that's comical. Where'd you go?
You wait and see.
I'll wait and I'll see. Run away, is it?
Yes. So you clear out while I get changed.
Not into this clothes you won't change and run away with. Not this. Disobey the only father you ever had, is it? Oh, pretty soon we see who the smartest is.
And bundling up all her street clothes, Papa Peters goes out. Frantically, Sonny searches her dressing tent, finds a clown suit that Peters overlooked, puts it on, and makes her escape to the ship that's taking her American friends away.
Sonny, whatever are you doing here, in those clothes?
I've had a row with Pa. I've run away.
But, Sonny, you can't. You must let me take you back. There's just time.
Oh, I'll go back. I always do. But please let me see you off first.
Yeah, let us see us off, Tom. We'll tell the sentry she's one of the concert party.
All ashore that's going ashore. All ashore that's going ashore. All ashore that's going ashore.
Say goodbye to Tom again for me, Jim.
Sure will, Sonny.
Oh, must you really go? I know I'll miss you so. Why did you let me grow so used to you?
It's hard to break away, my arms to take away. Say, can't you make a way to follow too?
I'd simply gloat if that old boat should sail without you, dear. Why don't you stay right here and leave it flat?
I'll say goodnight until I hear the whistle blow, and then I'll have to go lickety-scat.
I've got a better suggestion than that. Let's say goodnight till it's morning. Somehow I hate you to go.
Although the hour is late, you make it easy to wait. And roses silently warning me to roam. So let's say goodnight till it's morning, and then you won't have to go.
Oh, Jim, my zither. I've left it on board.
Hey, you can't go back now. The old scow's going.
I must. I know where it is.
Hey, Sonny! Oh, heck, I'll get 10 years for this.
Jim waits vainly for Sonny's return, then scrambles aboard at the last moment. He makes for his cabin. It's locked from the inside. He spends a miserable night in the smoke room. In the morning, he finds the cabin empty except for Sonny's zither. Before he can hide it, Tom comes in.
Morning, Jim. Say, what's that?
This. This is a zephyr.
Zephyr? Zephyr's a wind.
Oh, no, not this zephyr. You don't blow this, Tom. You just kind of keep sweeping it off like this.
Hey, it's a zither, like Sonny's.
Yeah, that's right. No, not this, sir. This is not Sonny's, sir. Oh, no, sirree. I guess some feller in the band just left it in my cabin. I'm going right along to find the owner. Hey, sailor, you with a broom. How can I find... Say, it's Papa Peters. How'd you escape from the circus?
By golly, I been shanghaied. I come aboard to see a dame about a dog. Wait on the deck, she says, while I get the money. I wait, I get worried. I ask, is this the deck? No, it's B deck. Where's the deck? I say. 2 flats down, he say. And down flat I go. And by golly, when I come to, I'm all at sea. So the mate sets me to work sweeping all the decks.
Well, this is Al.
Sure it is. The whole ship is. And I hear one of you soldiers sneaked a girl on board, too.
What, a girl?
Yes, but they don't make her sweep decks. Oh, no. All the ladies pass round the hat, pay her passage, and give her clothes to wear.
You're kidding.
Pa!
Sonny!
You're the girl. Oh, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Getting on a boat and wanting to leave your poor old father behind. Oh, what made you did it?
You did. You dared me to run away, and I met Jim here.
Say, you keep me out of there.
So, you're the snake in the woodpile. Making me a disgrace of a whole sheep full of pipples?
Now, listen here. Hey, say, tell him that...
You hold my broom while I sweep up the decks with you. By golly, I kicked the ship from under you, fooling my little Sonny without dishonorable intentions of marriage. Marriage? By golly, that's it. Straight to the captain I go and make him marry you.
Hey, come back!
Oh, Jim, please. They won't be able to send me back then. If I go back, I'll have to marry that awful fish. I won't bother you if you will. The minute I'm on land, I'll get a divorce.
Hey, what's all the hullabaloo? Sonny, so what they're saying's true then?
Now, listen to me, Tom. I can explain everything.
I only did it to get away from that awful man. And if Jim will only marry me so that I can land...
Marry you?
Don't you want me to get married, Tom?
Why, of course, but Jim...
Oh, you're jealous.
Oh, ridiculous.
It'll only be until we land.
Here they are, Captain. Here are the happy peoples. Here's the bride, and there's the broom.
The stern but kindly captain of the ship takes 2 hearts wrapped in love and makes those 2 hearts one. 2 hearts are turned to one.
We know it's not a witty thing to say, but love's a pretty thing.
When all is said and done,
All is said and done,
the captain gently lifts her trembling hand, and on her snow-white finger slips a band. We cannot help exclaiming, ain't love grand? We cannot help exclaiming, ain't love grand?
And so the curtain falls on Act 1 of Sonny. Act 2 of Sonny opens 6 months later at Tom Warren's gymnasium at Pinecrest. Tom has made his buddy Jim manager, which allows him to be a frequent visitor, to see Jim, of course. Papa Peters has a job there, too. And as the curtain rises, he comes bustling into the office where Jim is waiting.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Warren. Jim's taking our class inside.
Well, I'll wait till he's through. He must be glad he's doing so well.
Oh, yes, but he never seems to have any cash. Short yesterday, short the day before.
Is that so? Was he trying to borrow from you?
No, I was trying to borrow from him. What good's a successful son-in-law if you can't borrow from him?
Oh, I guess he's saving up for the divorce.
Divorce?
Oh, hello, Hello, Tom. Thought I heard somebody talking to my dear old relative. Hiya, Pop.
Oh, I'm not myself today.
Congratulations.
Hey, what's all this bad news about a divorce? I thought you and Sonny were happy. I know I am. And by golly, I'm not going to give up my bed and free board without a fight. Hey, it ain't you, is it?
Me, Mr. Peters?
You and Sonny do a lot of riding around together. And when a man goes around with a married woman, he ought to go 2 rounds with her husband.
Oh, Sonny's just like a little sister to me.
And everyone knows Tom's marrying Marcia.
Taken a mighty long time to do it, then. It all sounds suspicious to me. Come here, Jim. If you are being divorced, there's just one last favor I'll ask.
Go ahead.
Would you lend me $50?
Let's see. Sorry, I've only got 40.
Okay, I'll take that, and you can owe me 10. So long, boys.
For a day.
What are we? Oh, here's Sonny now.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Sonny.
Tom says we're getting our divorce today.
Truly? How wonderful. Oh, Jim.
Better not start celebrating too soon.
And Tom's sending you off to school for a couple of years.
Oh, I don't want to go to school.
She wants to get married again. Well, that's a compliment to me.
Well, a girl like you won't stay single long.
Oh, Tom.
So I'll go right over to see if there's any news from the judge.
Hurry back. Gee, I can't wait.
Oh, Jim, did you hear what he said? I won't stay single for long.
Yeah, but I don't think he meant what you think.
But I know he loves me. Oh, Jim, you and I'll be so happy without each other. We won't have to be like those birds anymore. See, on that tree outside? They haven't chirped all the time they've been there.
Look up in those branches, can't you see 2 little bluebirds? Seems to me that few birds ever look so sad.
Maybe they've a story that is just like yours and mine, dear. There they sit and pine, dear, for a love they have.
2 little bluebirds love 2 other bluebirds, but those 2 untrue birds have flown.
And high in the treetops, this lonely pair, taking the air, try not to care. True to each other, like sister and brother, but somehow they seem all alone. They miss the 2 birds who've been untrue. That's why those bluebirds are blue.
Jim, Sonny, it's through.
Hooray!
Tom!
I don't believe it. What with the ground?
Oh, we really went to town there. Wife beating.
My golly.
Cruelty.
Ah, you poor little girl. Come to Papa.
But this is what really got it. That on the 17th of December, he wrecked the plaintiff's bedroom and pulled down the crystal chandelier.
Ah, all the way from Doodle Pfeifferplatz, I bring it.
And struck the said plaintiff on the head with the telephone.
Hemu, give him back his ring.
It wasn't his fault. He'd been trying to raise telegrams.
Did he raise them?
Don't be silly, Pa. He raised a lump. But the scar's almost gone.
Then right back home I take you. Right back. Straight away I go to cable Mr. Wendell, that you are free of that wrong number. Goodbye.
Now you've done it.
Oh, but, Jim, we had to put on an act for Papa, otherwise he might have had it washed out.
Dear Jim, I'll tell him you were kind sometimes.
I'm going straight to get my $40 back before he spends it.
Oh, dear. Poor Jim.
Who stole my heart away? Who makes me dream all day? Dreams I know can never be true. Seems as though I'll ever be blue. Who means my happiness? Who will I answer yes to? Well, you ought to guess who.
No one but you.
Oh, Sonny, you don't mean that.
Of course I mean it. Didn't you know?
But I'm engaged to Marcia.
Do you love her, Tom?
Why, oh, it was before I went to the war.
Because if you do, you won't have anything to worry about anymore. Not ever.
But what will you do?
I'll marry Mr. Wendell and be Mrs. Fish.
Do you love me? Do you mean it? Do you promise to love me always?
Forever and ever, and not for a week or a day. For there are men who love now and then.
But they vanish when they hear wedding bells playing.
So you must agree it's going to be forever or never with me.
Do you love me?
Gosh, I do.
Do you mean it?
Well, it's true.
Do you promise to love me always?
Well, just forever and ever, and not for a week or a day. For there are men who love now and then,
but they vanish when they hear wedding bells playing.
So you must agree it's going to be forever or never with me.
The next day, all of Pinecrest turns out for the meeting of the Hunt Club. Tom is there, of course, and Sonny. Looking her loveliest in hunting rig, she meets her ex-husband. He's also dressed for the hunt, but is not amused when Sonny bursts out laughing.
Hey, what are you laughing at?
Where did you get that suit?
Well, what's the matter with it? I thought I looked pretty good.
Are you riding in the hunt?
Sure. Do you think I just put this on to get a laugh?
But you told me once you'd never been on a horse.
Nor I have, but they're giving me a horse that's never had anyone on him either, so we start level. Oh, but by the time we get to that jump by the brook, I'm likely to be well ahead of him. But it's a good place to fall. The ground's good and soft there.
I don't think you'd better, Jim. You might get hurt.
I don't care. If I get hurt, maybe your pa will be sorry. Maybe if I get killed, he'll pay back what he owes me.
Jimmy, you've given me an idea. Do you think Tom would be sorry if I was hurt?
Say,
Don't worry, I'll just pretend. At the second jump, I'll slide off my horse. I know how to stage a fall. I'll lie still.
Not more lies, Sonny. No, I couldn't let you do it.
Then you tell Tom I've been thrown.
Listen, Sonny, every time I do you a favor, I get in a lot of trouble.
But this is the very last one I'll ask. I must know if Tom cares before I decide what to do.
I wish that boob would marry you. Then I could have some peace.
There was a fox who left his lair, a red fox, a dead fox, with a yoicks tally ho yo ho ho, with a yoicks tally ho yo ho.
The babes come bounding out of school, chubby.
Now, grabby.
The huntsman blows his horn. The fox has left his lair,
with a yoicks tally ho yo ho ho,
with a yoicks tally ho ho ho.
All for the Lady Gwendoline Bonny.
No, Boney.
The babes come bounding out of school.
The huntsman blows his horn. The fox has left his lair,
with a yoicks tally ho yo ho ho, with a yoicks tally ho ho ho. Behold the bull, Sir Geoffrey Brooke, dandy, bandy.
All for the Lady Gwendoline.
The babes are bounding out of school.
The huntsman blows his horn. The fox has left his lair,
with a yoicks tally ho yo ho ho, with a yoicks tally ho yo ho.
The wedding bells ring out on high, ding dong.
Sing song.
Behold the bull, Sir Geoffrey Brooke.
All for the Lady Gwendoline.
The babes come bounding out of school.
The huntsman blows his horn. The fox has left his lair,
with a yoicks tally ho 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 ho.
Yoicks tally ho ho ho.
Sir Geoffrey cried, "Gad, I will woo her." Boo her. The wedding bells ring out on high.
Behold the bull, Sir Geoffrey Brooke.
All for the Lady Gwendoline.
The babes come bounding out of school.
The huntsman blows his horn. The fox has left his lair,
with a yoicks tally ho yo ho ho, with a yoicks tally ho yo ho.
Say, Tom! Sonny's down!
What? Here, hold my horse. Sonny. Oh, Sonny, dear. Open your eyes. It's Tom. Oh, Sonny, I love you.
Oh, Tom.
Are you hurt?
Just keep holding me like that.
Nice work, Sonny. You want any help, Tom?
No, I think she's coming round.
Hooray! Now I can get square with Papa.
Oh, Tom, do you really love me?
I've always loved you.
But what about Marcia? No, don't answer that.
Do you love me? Do you mean it?
Gosh, I do.
Do you promise to love me always?
Just forever and ever, and not for a week or a day. For there are men who love now and then,
but they vanish when they hear wedding bells playing.
So you must agree it's going to be.
And with all her troubles very satisfactorily disposed of, Sonny snuggles down into Tom's arms. Papa Peters counts his blessings and decides to spare one for the happy couple.
God bless you, my children. All along I knew who.
Who means my happiness? Who will I answer yes to?
Who's that gallant person who?
Well, you ought to guess who. No one but you.
Never comb your hair, Sonny. Leave the breezes there, Sonny. Keep it fine, Sonny. Just let your stocking fall right down. Rocking on the town is all you ever do.
Smiling all the while, Tom boy. Where'd you get that smile, Tom boy? Little Sonny girl, oh, be my honey girl. I want for you.
Never comb your hair, Sonny. Leave the breezes there, Sonny. Keep it fine, Sonny.
In Sonny, you heard Frank Rich, Robert Peach, Les White, Douglas Kelly, and Patricia Kennedy. The singing stars were Jeff Brooke and Eula Parker with the keynotes. Orchestra and chorus conducted by William Flint. Your narrator was Morris Kellard. Sonny was produced by Alfred Potter and directed by Cedric Zahara.
Oh, be my honey girl.